morning, everybody. I'm Colette, the Highway Stitcher, here to give you my stitching from the highway and at home. Here in Lehi, Utah, it's 84 degrees right now at about 12 noon, and we're heading up to a high of 89 degrees. So that's 28 degrees Celsius, going up to a high of 31 Celsius. It's been nicer lately than what it has been, especially the last time that I did a video. So I appreciate the drop in temperature. And when I get to life updates later, I'll tell you about how it was down in 112 degreeville down in Arizona. So right now it feels like it's the beach or something after being in 112 degrees for a week. Anyway, I'm grateful to have you all here. Thank you so much for my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning and who have just recently subscribed. I'm an eclectic stitcher. Hope you enjoy my various WIPs that I show you and finishes and haul. I'm also a lace maker. I make bobbin lace, and I also show that during my video too. Kind of like a little bit of different kinds of crafts. So hopefully this is something that you enjoy. I'm grateful I reached over the 3,000 mark on my subscribers, and because of that I did a raffle, and right now I'm going to take care of the raffle item of business and give you the winners for that. So I did the random comment picker, and I had three giveaways. I decided to do that similar to some other floss tubers who, when they get over a certain thousand, then they do 1,000, they do one giveaway, 2,000, 2, 3,000, 3. So I have 3 giveaways here, 3 different types for my kind of persuasion of stitching. And we had quite a few that, you know, gave the right words for the giveaway. So I did these already on the random comment picker. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you who won. So the Give More Quaker Kit by Erica Michaels was won by Kath Bauer. Kath Bauer, congratulations. The second was a pattern, flower pattern called Sweet Peas. The word was sweet. And the winner for this raffle was Dorothy Brown. Congratulations, Dorothy. That's a pretty pattern. The last pattern was a thistles pattern. It's a summertime one called Sunny Summer. And the word was sunny. And this was by a Twisa on YouTube. That's her YouTube name. So congratulations, Twisa. All of these people who have won, Twisa, Dorothy, and Kath, if you could contact me by email, I have my email in my drop-down box. I will also comment on your comment that you did and mention that you won a raffle prize. So between the two of that, hopefully we'll get to you. So anyway, congratulations to those who won. And we're going to move on now. I'm going to do life updates at the end because we have some things I want to cover with when I was at the lace convention, as well as my granddaughter and her taking up some crafts and some other things. So anyway, I'll start out with stitching, which you guys all love to see. First of all, I have an FO. I've only shown this to one other person. Now I'm going to show it to everybody, as well as I'm going to put it on Instagram. The one person that I did send a picture to, I finished this, I think, day before yesterday. I sent a picture of this to Denise, Black Ribbon Studio, to show her that I did finish. She and I are doing this as a gift exchange. And we have not told each other how we are going to finish it. That will be our surprise to each other. We both loved this pattern, Mary Engelbright pattern. We love Mary Engelbright stitching. And we liked this, To a Friend's House, the Road is Never Long. Denise and I are across the country from each other, but we are good friends. And so we decided to stitch this and exchange it. I did finished this on 32 count, like a white even weave Lugana. and I used the called for DMCs except for the middle part of the border, which was supposed to be in like a royal blue, and Denise and I both changed it to a black. We preferred a black in that. The rest of the colors I kept the same. And so that's an FO that I got finished. I'm pretty excited about it. Denise was saying, she goes, oh no, I'm going to have to hurry up. And I said, well, you don't have to hurry up so much. I said, probably take me a while to get this, do an FFO on this. So, because the FFO I want to do, I may have to send it to somebody to FFO it. So, but we stayed about the same amount of time frame. It was great. We were stitching, and we actually, I know she's almost done too, so we stayed quite close to each other in our stitching progress. So anyway, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to put a picture of this in Instagram, and so finished up to a friend's house. Okay, I'm going on to WIPs now. Since I was at Lace Convention, I didn't, well, some people might think I got a lot of stuff done, but compared to how I normally do and how much stitching I do get done a day, to me I didn't get a lot of stitching done, but I do have some things here to show you. I did finish up my section for Under the Sea for the month of from the end of June to the end of July. We just got the new one out. So this is the Under the Sea Club from Frosted Pumpkin, and I'm stitching it on a Stormy Dawn, a 28 count Stormy Dawn, dyed by a friend of mine, textilist, and the colors are the called for colors for the DMC colors. And the section that was for last month, or this last month, is like the seahorses, the fish, this here, the little, I guess, octopuses, and the words Under the Sea down at the bottom. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. Been keeping up with it, and it's been a fun project to work on. I really enjoyed it. So that's Under the Sea. I also did some work on to keep up with a challenge on Daily 30 from my yearly challenge. I also did some stitches on this piece band sampler. Piece band sampler is my birthday sal with my friend Krista Grammer. We both have October 29th birthdays, so we have an OCT 29 sal. Anyone's welcome to join, but if we've got some October 29 stitchers out there, man, you need to go over there and look and see what we've put down for Instagram for our hashtag, and join us. You can join us with whatever projects you're doing. And so we've been enjoying this. This is Heartstring Sampler's Piece Band Sampler. Like I said, I am stitching mine on a 32 count Be Stitched Me fabric called Through the Stones. And what I accomplished, I think from the last time I showed it to you, was the hearts down below. I may, since it's been over a couple weeks and I was all involved with my bobbin lace, I can't remember if I showed you the first 4 or so of those hearts down there at the bottom. They might have already been done. What I did work on was the rest of the hearts. Didn't quite get to the end of that band, but I'm close to it. So anyway, this is 32 count Through the Stone Be Stitch Me fabric, and I'm using 712 sulky thread, 1/2. Okay, another piece that I did get some work on for my Daily 30 yearly challenge was Garden Prelude. And this is a Mirabilia pattern, of course, and I am doing mine on a 32 count Picture This Plus Demicel. Hold this back and see if you can see her dress. Look at that length of that dress. I mean, the width of that dress. That's just amazing to me. So beautiful, like blues and greens and purples. So, and the part that I was working on, I had actually continued down here from 2 weeks ago when I showed you. I wanted to see how far the length of that dress went, which I did the top part of that. But what I actually filled in for 300 some stitches was like from here down to here. So that's what I worked on this actual last week. And a tiny bit at convention. I didn't get a whole lot done at convention. Just bits and pieces of Under the Sea and Peace Band Sampler. I did take, and Garden Prelude. I took them with me, but due to some interruptions at convention, unintended interruptions, and as well as trying to keep up on some homework with my lace, I didn't get a whole lot done. Most of this work was done after I got back. So, okay, yeah, one more that I picked up yesterday to do. This is called African Woman with Peonies 2. This is a full coverage that I started probably last year. I did not check on my starts page to see exactly, but I think it was probably about a year ago. And I started this with Denise of Black Ribbon Studio. She's the one who actually showed it to us first on her YouTube channel, and I just fell in love with it. I just loved it. And then Stitchy Mommy also saw it, saw the floss tube and saw it and wanted to do it too. Anyway, the reason why I picked up this one to work on is because Stitchy Mommy had picked it for her WIP Go. I mean, actually, it was one of the numbers that was chosen for WIP Go, and that number had peonies as her piece that she was going to work on. So I figured I might as well work on it at the same time she's working on it. So I mentioned it to Denise too, and so the three of us are working on it. We worked on it yesterday. Hopefully, I mean, I started mine yesterday, and I'm hoping that they had a chance to too. And I'm working on it today, and I'm working on it tomorrow. This is not, let's see. This is kind of see-through, so let's see if that makes it any better. A lot of this was done previously, so probably I'm going to say what I worked on yesterday was this section of dark color here and there, and then I went down here and started filling in some of the darker colors. There's about 3-4 of these dark colors, some dark green, some dark gray, black, dark blue, that are all kind of intermixed for that background color, which makes it kind of interesting to me. If you look, you can probably kind of tell there's shadings of different dark colors back there. This is being stitched on a 25 count even weave pre-gridded fabric, 1/1 full cross, and so it's got maybe about 650 stitches in it from yesterday. So I'm gonna move on, and my plan is to get at least 1,000. Be nice if I got more than that, and before I set it aside and pick up what my other plans are for the coming couple weeks. It was fun though to pick it up again. I'm getting a little burned out on the dark colors. I wanted to fill in a lot of the dark colors because I knew that I would feel like I'm done with this, but they were blocks. A lot of them were blocks of color. And so I was able to do that for a while. But right about here is starting a big, huge white and pink flower. So I may go back and start working on some of that lighter color a little bit too on my stitches. So anyway, that is African Woman with Peonies 2. And that was the only other piece that I worked on this week besides finishing up these other WIPs that I showed you. Now, as far as lace goes, I did quite a bit of lace, and when I got back, I was working on some lace too. You know, I got my lace bug back again quite a bit, and so that's maybe why there's not quite as much stitching. But there's probably a combination. So, those of you who watched me previously know I'm working on this Milanese lace owl, and I got quite a bit accomplished on it for a lace piece. Lace takes longer, but I did pretty well. So, and I'm working this in a 100/2 Gutermann silk thread. And the last time I showed this to you, I had already worked on, this is an archway braid. This is a stripes braid. I had worked on the stripes braid. I believe I took the picture. I mean, I showed you last on the video to about there. So I finished up to here, sewed off the stripes braid, and then I sewed in my pairs to do the belly. And the belly is in this. Oh, let me see. I've got it written down here. Fishes. It's called the Fishes Braid. So let me see if I can get this closer and get an idea of what the Fishes Braid looks like and the stripes braid. If I hold it like this, hopefully that gives you some kind of an idea of what it looks like. Because the glare from the plastic that has to go over the pattern causes it to not show up as well. This has been a fun braid. I really enjoyed starting that one. So that is what has gotten done on my owl. And when I was at convention, my lace class was a pictorial lace. Pictorial lace is a lace that you artistically kind of design on your own. If you're good at drawing, you draw a picture. If not, you take a picture out of a magazine. You either enlarge it or decrease it, however, what size you want it to be. I had a picture that I had drawn years ago when I was probably about 25. I had drawn this picture of one of my dairy goats. And back in my previous life, I've lived an interesting life, I guess. But back a number of years ago, I used to raise registered dairy goats and registered sheep. And I showed them. My husband raised show chickens, and we raised show rabbits. And so that was kind of my life. My kids grew up in that life. We would go to the fairs all the time and show. And anyway, my very first permanent grand champion dairy goat, I drew a picture of it, did a chalk drawing. I wish I had that chalk drawing. Somehow or another it's got lost, and I'm trying to find it. So when I find it, I'll show it to you. But at least I can show you this. So anyway, this is the picture. I drew a picture of my dairy goat. Her name was Bidablouette. I called her Biddy. And I drew the picture years and years ago. And when I saw it, when I decided to take the pictorial lace a couple years ago, I knew that this was what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a picture of her in her permanent champion glory when she looked her very best in the show ring. So anyway, I started this class 2 years ago, pre-COVID, and I got her body done and one of her legs. So this time when I worked on it, it's hard to hold this and show you, but that rear leg, I finished it and the hoof, and then I finished the one part of her udder and the teats, and then the back part of her udder. I know it sounds weird to be talking about stuff like this in a stitching lace video, but that's I'm kind of an eclectic person in what my crafts and what I enjoy doing too previously. So she's coming along nicely. This is, I'm using like a Cantu 40 size thread, so it's a little bit thicker. And I'm doing it all in white. I opted to do it in white because I wanted it to look, I wanted the stitches to be different. As you can see, there are different stitches on her. But I also wanted it to kind of like be where you're looking at the whole animal instead of different colors on the animal. That was what I was trying to accomplish. So anyway, for all the other interruptions I had during convention last week, doing that part right there was pretty good. I mean, if some of the things hadn't have happened to interrupt, I was hoping to actually get started on her face, her head there, because I had some ideas on what stitch I wanted to do for the head, but I didn't quite get there. So. But that's what I did at convention, was pictorial lace. All the people there, they picked all different things. One lady was a bird watcher, so she had a chickadee that she had taken a picture of. She enlarged it, and she was working on that. Another person had done some fashion design, so she had a picture of a lady with a certain designed dress on that she was starting. Another person, her husband was in the, I think he was in the Air Force, and so she had a picture of a plane that she was doing a pictorial lace in. So actually it's really fun. The only thing about pictorial lace that is not quite as fun is, since you're not following somebody else's previously done pattern, you really have to think outside of the box. And sometimes when you're doing that and you work a certain set of stitches on a certain part of the picture, after you've done it, you're not happy with it and you have to cut it off and restart again. So that's the only thing that's not the best about it, because if you're using somebody else's pattern that they have designed and had other people work, it's sort of the same with stitching and design, then you know it's going to work out the way you want. But if you're doing it all on your own, designing it all on your own, there are times when you have to frog it, and we call it retrolace it, and then start again to get the look you really want to get. So anyway, that was my lace that I did in the last 2 weeks. Convention. Okay. Oh, no, wait. No, not that yet. I'm not going to do that yet. Scratch that one. I am going to go to haul. Yeah. Then I'll go to plans. So, of course, the haul kind of is going to incorporate some of the life updates too. So I guess I'm just going to be kind of putting life updates in with the haul. Okay, when I was there at convention, it was held in Mesa, Arizona. It was like 5 minutes from the attic. So, of course, I had to go over to the attic. I mean, that was for sure. I mean, there was no way in the world I was not going to go visit the attic and see Jean and Carolyn and, you know, everybody there and say hi and go through and increase my haul. Well, let me see. It was Wednesday. We have a free day from lacing. So anyway, I have a good friend named Francesca, and she's a good lace friend. And so she had always wanted to visit the attic. She had ordered things from the attic. She goes, "Oh, can I come with you?" So that morning, we decided to both go over to the attic, spend an hour or two, and then we were going to go out to eat. Well, as we're driving there, like I said, it was like 5 minutes away, and Fran's going, "What's that ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump?" And I'm going, "I don't know." I said, "We're so close to the attic. Let's just get over to the attic and we'll look." Well, got out of the car and I had a total flat tire. I mean, totally flat. Well, you know, things could have been worse. It could have been on my whole drive down there, which was like 12 hours. I could have been out in the middle of the desert. But regardless, it's not the most pleasant thing to have to take care of that. But what I did was, as soon as I got out and realized it, I called up AAA, and they said it was going to take 2 hours to get over there. But I didn't even really care too much because I was in the stitching store. Hooray, hooray. So Fran and I went in the stitching store, and they were just going to call me when they got there in the parking lot. So we spent the next hour and a half just having a ball, and I just found a whole bunch of haul that I wanted to get, and everything before AAA came. So I'm going to show you the haul I got from Attic. It's bad to be, at the very end we were sitting around and just kind of talking to Jean and Carolyn when they weren't assisting somebody else, and it's dangerous just to sit there and just kind of look around in the attic because it's so, everything's set up so pretty, you know, so a very good decorating scheme, because I ended up buying something else because what I wasn't even intending on doing. So my husband likes chickens, like I was saying. He used to raise chickens, and so I found up at the top there was a finished tea towel that had been done with this rooster pattern on it, and I just fell in love with it. So I got the tea towel to go with it. So there's the color that's going to be stitched on in the pattern. So I'm going to do that and give that to Chris for like his birthday or Father's Day of next year. Another pattern I picked up was the Blue Flower, a Moggy Manor. Fell in love with this one right the second I think I saw it. It grabbed me. I loved all the animals in it, the birds in it. the cats. I just thought, and all those leaves in that tree, they're so pretty. So pretty, and the flowers above. And since I can't read backwards, it says a quiet hour beneath the trees, a little whispering lazy breeze, a perfect sky. And that's pretty much it. So I bought that one. I also got, I'm a big Reflet de Soie admirer, and I saw this one, and I'd always liked the border on this and the picture in the middle. So this is Laurence Briquet, circa 1906. My French is non-existent, even though I took it during high school. So don't judge me. They also had some of the Seraphim Boston fabric. I got some 40 count. I'm not going to take this out, but you can probably kind of see it's just, I love the modeling on this and the color, this Boston fabric. I always liked it, and a couple times I tried to get it at the attic or at Shepherd's Bush or whatever, they didn't have it in the count I wanted. So they had it this time, so I picked some of this up. And that particular day, a new Hands Across the Sea pattern had come out, and Jean had put it on Instagram and on her website. And so I said, oh my goodness, brand new. You have to kit it up for me. This is going to be my kitted up project from the attic. So it's called Margaret Ferguson, The Manse of Harlaw, a sampler from Scotland. So pretty. And look at this. Here are the colors. The right colors and the right fabric for it. Everything was in stock. 100/3 silk, and this is a legacy linen, Irish coffee. That's going to be beautiful. I love it. So that was my kit up from the attic. So that's my haul from the attic, and I need to show you my lace haul too, because of course there were vendors there, and a vendor haul, which I'll show you pictures of. And some of the stuff that I picked up at the attic were bobbin holders. Probably should show you actually. Well, it's probably easier to show you this one. I'm showing you my pictorial lace. You can see that bobbin holder up there that's holding my bobbins, and it has holes in it, and you pin it to the pillow. Those are bobbin holders. They come in all different shapes and sizes. My favorite bobbin holders are both scoopy ones. So I got more of these in real pretty wood from the Abbeys. The Abbeys make all kinds of wood. So I got 4 of these, which I love. They're kind of my favorite holder. And then my second favorite holder are scoop holders. And the scoop holders are on my my owl, but I think you saw them. The thing about the scoop holders is there's like a little part here, so you take it and you kind of scoop up the bobbins. So here's a couple scoop holders I got. The reason why I like several types is just to tell you, these ones here usually work better for bobbins that have a narrow head. The head of the bobbin, before I forget to tell you, the head is right here where the thread goes. And if you've got like a thin base part, if you have something that's too wide, it falls out. These ones are so narrow, they don't fall out. So while these scoop ones are great, because they're a little wider there, you have to have bobbins that have a little bit thicker, they're a little bit thicker shape to them for them to stay. So I got some of those bobbin holders. This is one of my old-fashioned type of bobbin holders. I used to use these a lot. They're fairly easy to make. You just take a piece of wood, put a hole in it, put a plastic, and then put it around the bobbins like that, and then stick it over the edge, and it holds it. Reason why I bought this, though, I don't use these kind too much anymore because a lot of times the bobbins slip out of them easy. But I thought this was cool that the Mesa group, the Lacy Ladies of Arizona, they made all of these that said IOLI 2022 Mesa. So it was like bobbin holders they made for their convention. So I got one of those. Another person had these little mini fake bobbins that I thought were so cute that show the convention. They say IOLI, which is the International Organization of Lace, Incorporated, 2022, Mesa, Arizona. It's put on by the Lacy Ladies. And their theme was Phoenix Rising. And that's why some of these bobbins are convention bobbins. They're made specifically for that year's convention. And that's why this one shows the fire. It's like the Phoenix Rising. So that's one of the convention bobbins I got. Here's another one that says more. It says IOLI Convention, July 19th to 25, 2022, Lacy Ladies of Arizona. And that also shows a phoenix. And that actually is a piece of lace that someone designed with a phoenix on it. This is another bobbin I picked up with flowers and a little hedgehog on it. I thought it was so cute. And this designer doesn't, or this painter does not paint anymore on lace bobbins. So I wanted to get some of her bobbins. The people who made the bobbin holders for me also make bobbins. And I just love their bobbins. See the pretty inlaid work that they do on their bobbins? Just so beautiful. So I picked up these two pairs of bobbins. So, and then my friend who has Bobbin of the Month Club, she actually had, you know, the convention bobbins there, and then she said, Colette, your cactus bobbins came in, my bobbins of the month. So I'm going to show those too. There's one of my cactus bobbins of the month. The name of it is Red Torch Cactus. And then the other one is called Scarlet Hedgehog Cactus. So that's it right there. I also got cover cloths, and I've shown that to you before. I usually put a cover cloth, which is a square sewed piece of fabric, over my lace pieces to protect them from dust or when I take them and travel with them. And one of the cover cloths was the actual, I always get the convention cover cloth. So here is that. And then right there is, of course, the logo, Phoenix Rising, Annual 2022 Convention. So I always get the convention one. In our class, one of the lace makers made cactus cover cloths. I thought that was cute, especially since we were down in Arizona. And she just gave these to us. So. And then another one I purchased, I like to do Adria Lace, which I've shown in my past videos. It's a particular lace I like to do. And one of my vendor friends there, they sell like patterns. They sell Adria thread from Slovenia. And they had made bobbin covers with Adria Lace printed on it. So I thought that was really pretty. So I picked up one of those. And then I got a few new books. This is like a book of bookmarks. Just a little thin one. It's all the different kind of bookmarks that you could make with lace. See, there was one in here I really liked a lot. See if I can find it. And these ones are pretty with the crosses. I liked this one too, these two. So when I want to make a gift for somebody, a lot of times I'll make a bookmark. So I also got this book. I like this author. She has a lot of really fun patterns. Sylvia Vollmer. She's from Germany. Most of the lace makers are, German or Bruges. I mean, Belgium, whatever. So let me see if I can show one of these. Like what I really liked in here, I love, of course, I don't need to be doing another lace scarf. I'm already working on one right now. It's not even half done. But I saw this lace scarf and fell in love with it. And actually, it's doable because when I looked at this, I think I can do that fine. It's just figuring it out the first time. But I thought that was such a pretty shawl. It's a shawl, not an actual scarf. So I guess I can do it, huh? Because I'm working on a lace scarf right now, so why not work on a lace shawl? I can do that one too. So that was one that I got. And then the last book I got was a book on grounds, which these are pictorial lace grounds that you can use for your patterns. And for the one that I was working on this week, my dairy goat, I was looking in this book of the teachers, and it really has a lot of different grounds that you can use for different parts of your picture. And just by looking at it, I'm sure you guys could kind of see that in some cases people use them for bricks, like if they're doing a house, a lace picture of a house, or, just all kinds of like neat patterns that you can do. So I ran in and got this book as soon as I was looking at it with our teacher, because I go, I've got to get that book. So, and it's not out of print. The problem with lace books is they got to print really fast. So you have to get them when you're going to get them, or you don't get one. So, but thank goodness I've got lots now after doing lace for 25 years. So when I go there, I usually just ask the vendors, well, where are your newest books? And then that way I'm not overextending myself buying stuff. So I probably spent more money actually at Attic than I did at the lace vendors. Though I don't know, I might have been close to the same amount. Okay, so that's my haul. On to my plans. So I plan on working on peonies one more day, my full coverage. I'm going to get at least 1,000 on it, 1,000 plus if I can. I'm going to also start the Under the Sea and work on it the next section. I'm going to pull out my Home in the Garden, which that's by Liz Matthews, and I've been working on that quite a bit with a cell that it's a group of people that I've been working on that with. And then also I'm working on a Christmas stitch that I really can't show. It's for an Advent calendar gift. A group of us do an Advent calendar, and so I finally found a Christmas piece that I think I know what I want to do with it. So I want to get that stitched up, and so I can send it off to be finished. And also, if I get a chance, I want to pull up my Lace Maker full coverage and work on that some. And then, of course, continue working on my bobbin lace. So, two other life updates. One, and I'm excited about, well, both of them I'm really excited about. One I just found this morning, or just discovered this morning, and so I added it to my life updates. The other's been an happening or ongoing event. About a couple times a week ever since summer started, my granddaughter Sophie, she has been wanting to learn the different crafts that I do. And I felt like she was to the age now where she could have a little more patience, could sit there and not get too frustrated. Because she had tried a couple years ago and actually got kind of frustrated. And so I didn't want her to get so frustrated that she didn't like it at all and wouldn't want to go back to it. So we started out first. I found a really fun stitching kit for her. And she's been working on that. And by the second week, she was able to take it home herself and work on it. She's got it more than halfway done now. And it's looking really great. And then I taught her how to knit, and she's been knitting really good. I would say within another couple times showing her I think I can send her home with it. She does have a little difficulty in like picking up stitches. If she makes a mistake, I'll just have to rip it back and pick it up. But she does know a few things, like when she's turning her piece around, she knows how it's supposed to look to start it, and she knows that it's going to slip off if she doesn't watch it. So she is aware of a lot of stuff, and I've been really proud of her. So I'll have some pictures here, inserted picture and video, of my little Sophie doing it. She looks like she might pick up some of Grandma's talents. She doesn't enjoy crocheting, which is interesting. She much more enjoys knitting, and that's perfectly fine. So she wants to learn how to lace, and I told her if she does all this stuff and keeps excited about it and works on projects, that I will teach her how to lace later. So anyway, she'll be probably another lace maker and stitcher, hopefully. Then the last thing that happened that I have to mention, this is just really funny. I've been looking, well, I've been trying to find some lost items. One of them I found. There's two more I still have to find. One of them is this picture of my dairy goat that I cannot find anywhere. And that is really troubling to me because I know I took it with me to the first pictorial lace convention class, and I know I brought it home. But where I put it, I do not know, and so I'm still searching for it. It's one of the things I'm searching for. Well, in my process of searching for things, I found my oldest WIP from 1995. I thought I had gotten rid of this. It's my oldest in progress WIP. I did have a WIP that was older than this one from back when I was a teenager, late teens, early 20s, but I threw it away. And so I could hit myself over the head that I threw it away. I did end up finding it, though. It was a cooler design studio piece that they reissued, so I was grateful for that. I did find it. This piece I never got rid of, thank goodness. It's in the book, The Best of Paula Vaughn, because in the middle of 1995, when I started this, I started up a lot of crafts about then. Stitching was one of them. So when I started up this piece I'm going to show you, Paula Vaughn was still all the thing, like in the early 90s to the late 90s or whatever. So I picked this one. From this day forward, which is the picture of the bride looking in the mirror, seeing herself out the mirror in the really beautiful patio with the plants and, you know, all that. I just fell in love with that picture. What I was going to do was I was going to stitch this, get it framed. It probably would have had a frame similar to this. Back then was those, you know, double, triple framed with the blues and the kind of the, I don't know what color that would be called, but those colors were so typical of the 90s. Anyway, I was going to finish this and get it framed and give it to one of my daughters when they got married, and then I was going to do another one, maybe a different one. Well, I was pushing myself to work on this. I wasn't having a good time. It's basically full coverage, as you know, if you've done a Paula Vaughn pattern. And at the time, I thought to myself, I'm not really enjoying this. Well, as the years went by, I found other things I enjoyed more. And then later on, when the Pattern Keeper came out and stuff, then I found ways that I'm enjoying full coverage now. So really, this is all I got done on it. And this is 1/4 of it, and the 1/4 isn't even all done, as you can see. This is on 14 count. It's on a kind of a cream Ada that I picked up at Michael's, probably, or Joann's. I don't remember. It's a big enough piece for the Paula Vaughn from this day forward pattern. So I had to copy off the pattern sections, and I had a hoop. Needle minders, never had heard of them yet. So I'm sitting the pattern next to me trying to do it, and I was not enjoying it really at all. I did about this, I would say, I did most all of this the first year. And then I set it aside, and the internet started taking off more. And there started being groups. As you know, there was like, before there was Instagram and Facebook and everything, there was like the, what was it called? There was the Yahoo groups, and there was like the boards. I wrote it down, but I can't remember what it's called. You guys are probably yelling it out to me. Message boards. There were the message boards and Yahoo groups. And I got onto those thinking to myself that maybe if I could find a group of local stitchers, that would motivate me to work on this, because at the time I had barely started lace making, and I had a group I met with it was actually an adult ed class that met every Monday night. And by going to that, it incentivized me to continue working on my lace, because I wanted to get more stuff done during the week so I could show it off when I went every Monday. So I started, I think it was on one of the Yahoo groups, a couple ladies started the SoCal cross stitchers, or Southern California cross stitchers. If any of them are watching this video, they're just going to be laughing, because some of the oldest ones know this story. So we decided to start meeting up. And if I remember right, I think at first we started meeting at the house of one of the people who set up the group. But we also tried to meet at Starbucks, and we would eat at Starbucks, or we would eat at Panera, or whatever. We'd eat things, buy things to eat, and then we'd sit kind of back in the corner, and just the 5 or 6 of us would sit and stitch. First time I met up with him and introduced myself, I got all excited, and I brought out this piece and showed it to him and said, I want to work on this and everything else. Well, guess what happened? They started showing me all the new stuff there was to stitch. And even back in 1995-96, linens were starting to come out, even weaves, not all that we have now by any means, but there were starting to be more samplers available, more fun stitching, and the eclectic part of me just got so excited. And I got so excited that I'm writing down, or I'm, looking up all this stuff they're telling me about. I never did pull this thing out to stitch it. And from then on, every single thing that I did, that I got together and met up with them in California, was something else that I found to stitch on. I did my first linen with my friends there down in California in 1996, I think it was. It was probably a JBW pattern, if I remember right. And all my new stitching all started with them. And I set this aside and never worked on it again. So I thought at one time that I had probably tossed it, because I had decided, I'm not an Ada stitcher anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, then I just started getting to the point where I loved everything again. I loved to pick up Ada, and stitch on it. I love to pick up even weave, linen. So I am not only an eclectic stitcher, I also don't have any, there's no fabric that I don't like to stitch on. So I searched for this pattern for a long time in this piece, and then I gave up. I figured that I had thrown it away. I couldn't find it or anything. So in the process of looking for the picture that I still haven't found, I found these. So I've got my oldest living WIP back again, so I'm really, really excited about that, and I'm going to work on it. I'm not positive, sure, because I do have other commitments, that I'm going to pick it up right this week or next week, but I'm excited about it again. I really am excited about starting up on it again. So that was my third life update. Lots of stuff today. Again, thanks guys so much for joining me, for watching my stitching. I mean, looking at my stitching, my WIPs, looking at my lace WIPs, and just joining me. I appreciate it. So before I forget, I'm going to do my daily gratitude journal. And this one I found. You know, I'm going to have to start making marks in things and see which ones I've done and which ones I haven't done. Put little marks in them. Because I'm not positive if I already showed this one. But if I did, someone can remind me if they've been watching my videos from the start. But I like this one. It's by Nelson Mandela. It says, "There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged, but to find that there is ways in which you yourself have altered." So I think that's very true. I think we've all gone back to the places we grew up or places that we visited when we were children and found out how much we have altered, how much our lives have altered. And so that's my thought for you today. A pretty picture of the yellow flowers. So thanks for joining me, everybody, and I wish you all a great week or two of lace making. Please, the three of you who won the raffle, again, if you are listening to the end of my video, please email me or contact me through YouTube, through the comment part down below, so that I can get these sent off to you. I will send them anywhere in the world. So if you happen to be in another country. And I'm grateful for the opportunity I have to do this, and for all you good friends that I've made in these couple years of doing my videos. So anyway, you all take care, and I hope that you'll have a great week. And love you all. Bye.
inspiring. If they see them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. This is my Wednesday project for next year. You make them always to pass.
Oh.
Yes.
May I photograph your table?
For one of
Yes,
the short
please.
Thank you very much.